Today's briefing: ransomware crews refining EDR killer tools, oauth token theft rippling through Salesforce integrations, a one-page AI agent hijack that leads to host code execution, a large-scale NPM supply chain compromise tied to a nation-state, and an unexpected policy signal from outside cyber that still matters for risk. Let's get you operationally ready. Quick context before we dive in. Multiple vendors have pushed patches and advisories for newly disclosed vulnerabilities. Ransomware and extortion continue to drive urgent recovery work, and supply chain exposure is showing up across third-party integrations, AI tooling, and open-source ecosystems. Keep those themes in mind as we move through the headlines. First, on ransomware tradecraft. The headline here is that the Gentleman Ransomware as a Service operation is arming affiliates with an EDR killing framework called GentleKiller, designed to target roughly 400 security processes. Key facts: the group maintains a mature portfolio of tools specifically to impair or terminate endpoint defenses prior to deploying the encryptor, and affiliates receive these capabilities as part of the service. This is a continuation of an ongoing pattern we've been tracking: operators investing in defense evasion at scale. Why it matters? When EDR is disabled or degraded, dwell time rises and containment windows shrink, pushing organizations into high-pressure recovery scenarios. Defender takeaway: verify that tamper protection is enabled on endpoints, harden and monitor security agent services and drivers, enforce least privilege to block service termination, and test your detection coverage for process kill attempts against security tools. Assume pre-encryption activity includes defense degradation and hunt for it explicitly. Second, oauth tokens as an attack path. The headline: Clue confirmed a security incident in which threat actors stole oauth tokens used to connect to customers' Salesforce environments, and a new extortion group calling itself Icarus has publicly claimed the attack. Key facts: the stolen tokens were for Salesforce integrations. The victim list has grown as more impacted connections are identified, and the attackers have moved into public extortion. Why it matters? oauth token theft bypasses passwords and MFA on the target platform because the consent already exists. Integrations become a high-value pivot into customer data and workflows. Defender takeaway: inventory every third-party app with oauth access to core SaaS like Salesforce. Rotate and revoke tokens where appropriate. Enforce least privilege scopes, and enable anomaly detection for API activity originating from oauth apps. Treat integration hygiene and consent reviews as part of routine access certification, not a one-off cleanup. Third, AI agents as a new attack surface. Researchers described an exploit chain dubbed AutoJack that lets a single malicious web page hijack an AI browsing agent to execute code on the host. Key facts: by steering the agent to load an attacker-controlled page, that page's JavaScript can reach a privileged local service on the same machine and spawn a process. No credentials, no sign-in, and no further user interaction once the agent is in play. This continues an ongoing issue we've been tracking around AI toolchain exposure. Why it matters? AI-driven automation that blends browser activity with local services changes trust boundaries. Local helper services can become unwitting bridges from web content to the host. Defender takeaway: sandbox or isolate AI agents from the primary workstation. Restrict or firewall local agent services. Disable automatic navigation where possible, and monitor for unexpected child processes spawned by agent-associated binaries. Treat AI assistants like untrusted browsers with elevated local reach. Fourth, supply chain risk in the open-source ecosystem. The headline: a recent master AI supply chain attack that compromised more than 140 NPM packages has been linked to the North Korean group Sapphire Sleet, also known as Blue Noroff. Key facts: attribution ties the activity to a known DPRK actor, and the scope, over 140 packages, underscores how widely dependency chains can spread impact. Why it matters? NPM packages cascade through build systems and runtime environments. Compromise at the package level can poison development pipelines or production apps far downstream. Defender takeaway: enforce strict package provenance controls, pin versions and use lock files, enable integrity verification, and scan both build and runtime for known bad packages. Consider quarantining newly published or recently updated packages and high-sensitivity projects until vetted. Monitor your software bill of materials for any reference to the affected namespace. Finally, a policy-adjacent signal from beyond cyber. The headline covers the harms of unregulated squid fishing to marine life and human workers, and it also serves as a standing venue to discuss security stories not otherwise covered. Key facts: the piece highlights real-world consequences when activity outpaces oversight. Why it matters? In security, unregulated or weakly governed ecosystems, whether integrations, AI agents, or open source dependencies, produce systemic risk and downstream victims. Defender takeaway: pair technical controls with governance, establish clear ownership, minimum standards, and monitoring for every external dependency and automation in your environment, not just the ones you deploy yourself. That's the roundup. Your operational actions for today: apply available patches from your vendors, review OAuth app inventories and revoke excessive scopes, and ensure your detection coverage is tuned for AI-related threats and supply chain exposures. Isolate AI agents and tighten NPM package controls across build and prod. If this was useful, subscribe, share with your team, and drop a comment with what you want prioritized next.